Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft video. This video is part 2 to my series where I'm building SmallishBean's aka Joel's starter base from season 10 of Hermitcraft. So, without further ado, let's get into it. In this chest you can see the materials you are going to need for part 2 of today's build. Now, for those of you building this in survival mode, I have left the exact amount that you will need of each of these items in the description of this video. So, let's get into it. We can start work on adding some detail to the building, because we've got a lot of the basic structure down, and now we can really bring it to life. So the first wall we're going to start with is this one here, with the dark oak on either side and the red terracotta in the middle. So to begin, we're going to take ourselves our Deepslate brick slabs, and where we have these two stairs here, we're going to come one block forward and half a block down like this. And we're going to extend this out until it is 7 blocks long, so that either side is in line with our two stairs. Now we're going to bring it another half a block down, like so, but this time we're going to do a checkered pattern of Deepslate bricks and polished Deepslate slabs. So we do a brick, then a slab, then a brick, then a polished, so on and so forth. And it should look like this. Now, at the two corners of this little balcony area, or more of an overhang area I suppose, we're going to come directly below the bottom left slab, and we're going to place a spruce fence, a lightning rod, and then another spruce fence. And we're going to do that on the other side as well. And there we go. Now we have this overhang area. Then, coming underneath at our red terracotta wall here, we're going to knock out 2 spaces for windows. So what we want to do is we want to miss a block, knock out the middle 2, miss a block, knock out the middle 2. Then we're going to grab ourselves our barrels, and we're going to place one to the bottom left of the left window, and to the bottom right of the right window. And then to the right of this barrel, we're going to place 4 mud brick walls going up like that, and we're going to do the same to the left of this barrel. Then, next to each barrel, on the top half of the red terracotta, we're going to place a spruce slab, and then finally a piece of dirt in the middle, with a spruce trapdoor in front of it flipped down. Then we're going to take ourselves a lilac, and we're going to place one on top of the dirt here, as well as taking a dead bubble coral fan and placing it on the spruce slab to the right. Then we're going to take ourselves our white stained glass panes and place them in our 2 gaps for our 2 windows, like this. Then, on the polished Deepslate slab to the left of the right pillar here, we're going to place a lantern. And now we're going to place ourselves 5 spruce signs going along the top here, but specifically, we're going to write a pattern on it. So to start, for the first row, we're going to do dashes. Then, for the second row, we're going to do equal signs. For the third row, we're going to do even more equal signs. And then finally, we finish it off with some more dashes. And then we're going to dye it with red dye. And now we're just going to repeat this 4 more times to the right. And it should now look just like this. Now to finish off this wall, we're going to finally take ourselves our spruce trapdoors, and on the spruce slab here, we're going to make sure we're facing to the left, and we're going to place 2 of them on top of each other like this, so that when we flip them, it looks like this. Then we're going to place another 2 above the right barrel here, so that when we flip them, they're against the wall like that. Now we can begin work on the main entrance of our building. So to start, we want to take our spruce door, and if we come into the doorway and face away and look down, we can place it like this, so that it's indented into the wall. Next, we're going to take ourselves our cherry slabs, and we're going to place 3 of them on the topmost block here on the bottom half. And then we're going to place 3 cherry trapdoors on front of it, like this. Now if we come back underneath, we're going to look straight up, making sure we're facing away from the building, and we're going to place 3 Acacia Trapdoors on the bottom of the 3 cherry slabs, so that when we flip them open, they flip towards us. Now, to the right of our mud brick pillar, on this block here, we're going to place 2 Acacia Trapdoors on top of each other like so, skip a block, and then place another 2. so that when we flip them, they form this full shape like so. Now we're going to once again take our mud brick walls and we're going to cover the front of this dark oak pillar with them again. But also we're going to place another slab on the slab that is directly above this pillar. And on this we're going to place a cherry sign that reads Joel's Home. Just like that. Now for our garage, we're going to start by filling in the first 2 rows at the top here that are 4 blocks long with cherry slabs, like this. Then we're going to come inside the building, and on our dark oak pillars at the back here, we're going to place 3 white stained glass panes like this on both sides. Then on the red terracotta pillar on the left, we're going to place a lever on the bottom, a lever on the top that is facing downwards, then we're going to place a chain in between them facing up like this. And then on the right, we're going to place a cauldron on the bottommost red terracotta block and 2 oak leaves on top of it like this. And that is now the front of the first floor of the building complete. Now we're going to come to the left-hand wall and we're going to start on the very left. So to begin, coming 1 block in, so ignoring our pillar here, we're going to place ourselves a dark oak trapdoor in the bottom left block here, skip a block and then place another. Then we're going to place 2 spruce trapdoors above each of these and then 1 more dark oak at the top. And we're just going to flip all of these open to create this border, where in the middle is where our window is going to go. So we're going to break out these 4 blocks in the middle, and at the top we're going to place a dark oak stair that's upside down, and at the bottom we're going to place one the right way up. And then in the 2 blocks in between, we're going to place 2 cherry trapdoors and flip them. And that is our window. Next, we're going to take ourselves our mangrove stairs and we're going to skip 2 blocks to the right of these 2 spruce trapdoors. And on the 3rd one, we're going to break out a 2x2 hole like this. So it should be 2 blocks away from our previous window. Then, in this gap, we're going to place mangrove stairs going all the way around like this, so that we're left with this small square hole in the middle. And on the bottom half of the 2 bottom stairs, we're going to place dark oak trapdoors, and we're going to do the same on the top half of the top 2. Then, we're going to take ourselves our stripped cherry log, and we're going to place one facing outwards to the top left of this window, like this. Then we're going to place a grindstone underneath it that is facing to the side like that. Now, to the top right of our window, we're going to place a blast furnace. And now we're going to place 2 lightning rods in between these 2. But to do this properly, we want to place a temporary block on the right, place a lightning rod on the left-hand side of this block, destroy the temporary block, and then place our final rod on the right of this one, so that we end up with the cube part being on the outside, like this. Now, we're going to place a polished tough wall underneath the blast furnace, and a dropper underneath that, and then coming 2 blocks to the right, we're going to place another stripped cherry log, with a lightning rod on the left, like this. Then we're going to take ourselves our lever, and we're going to place it on the block that is up one and to the right of our log here, and we're going to place an iron bar above this. And finally we can place ourselves a lantern on the slab that is to the right of where our iron bar is. And now the final detail is we're going to take ourselves some spruce signs and we're going to place even more with a similar pattern that we did earlier, but ever so slightly different. So in total we're going to place them on the bottom row here, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. So the pattern is we're going to place it and we're going to fill every single row with dashes like this. And we're going to repeat that 7 more times, making sure to dye all of them red again. And a quick little tip for those of you building this on Bedrock is, for whatever reason, in the Java edition, they appear a lot brighter when they get dyed. So in Bedrock, it might be a good idea to use some glow ink sacks to make the signs appear a bit more brighter. So let's repeat this for the rest of the row. And with that done, our wall should now look just like this. Now, for the final wall that we're going to decorate of the first floor, because for whatever reason the right hand wall has absolutely nothing on it. We're going to come to the back here, and starting from the right, we're going to come to the first row of red terracotta, and on the bottom block we're going to place a dark oak trapdoor on the top half, then a slab, and then another trapdoor. Then on the top 3 blocks we're going to do the same again, but the other way around, so on the bottom half of the blocks. And then we're going to connect up each of the trapdoors with spruce fences. And then we're left with this 2-block gap in the middle that we're going to break out and fill in with white stained glass panes. Then we're going to come to the other side of the wall. We're going to skip the first block, and then we're going to break out a rectangle that is 2 blocks high by 5 blocks long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, on the top half of the 5 bottom blocks here, we're going to place dark oak slabs. On the top row, we're going to place dark oak trapdoors. Then we're going to come inside the window here, and we're going to place 2 cherry trapdoors on the left-hand side whilst we're facing outwards. And we're going to do the same on the other side. And then we're going to simply place dark oak trapdoors on the other side of the 2 cherry trapdoors, so that when we flip them up, they create the walls of our window. Now, coming inside the window again, on both the left and the right, we're going to place even more white stained glass panes. Then on the next row in, on both sides, we're going to place 2 spruce fences. And then finally, in the middle, we're going to place 2 mud brick walls. And now we have a window that looks just like this. Now, coming to our slabs at the bottom, we're going to skip a block, place a lever, skip a block, place a lever. And then we're going to place levers at the top of the walls in the same column that we placed the first 2. And we're going to make sure that these are facing downwards. Now we're going to place lightning rods on the bottom of these levers and lightning rods on the top of the bottom levers. And that creates these 2 pipes going like this. Then we're going to take ourselves a lantern and we're going to place it on the bottom of the slab that is to the right of our rightmost lever here. And then finally we're going to place even more spruce signs on these 4 blocks in between. And the pattern for these are as follows. So we start by doing a row of these squiggly lines, then 2 rows of equal signs, and then another row of squigglies. And then we're just going to dye it red. And we repeat this 3 more times. And with that done, that is now the back of the first floor complete. So now we can begin work on the second story of the building. So, to start, we're going to start by coming to the oak jutting out building here. And we're going to place ourselves a dark oak trapdoor on the bottom of all of the stairs, as well as one in the corner. So we bring it coming all the way around like this. And then we're also going to place one directly underneath, so we get this ever so slightly thicker rim around the outside of the building. There we go. And then on the dark oak pillar here, to the right of where the rim starts, we're going to come to the bottom block, and on the second one up, we're going to place a trapdoor, skip one, trapdoor, skip one, trapdoor. Now, on this side of the oak wall, we're going to grab ourselves our polished tough walls, and we're going to place one on top of the 2 deep slate bricks here that we have. Then, in between these 2 walls, we're going to place 2 mangrove fence gates like this. Then, on the left wall, we're going to place a redstone torch, and on the right wall, we're going to place a flower pot. And in between these 2 items, we're going to place 2 spruce fences with 2 red carpets on top of them, like this. Then we're going to come up to the oak trapdoor on the left here, and to the right of it, we're going to place a lantern. Now, in our massive calcite wall here, we're going to come to the left-hand side, we're going to skip the first block, and we're going to dig out a hole that is 3 blocks wide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks long. So we make this so it is a 3 block tall rectangle like so. Now we're going to cover the bottom row with upwards facing stripped dark oak wood logs. Then we're going to do 2 more coming in from the left in a column like this. So we have this 2 by 1 gap. And we do that on the other side. And in this gap, we're going to place ourselves 2 mangrove trapdoors like this, flipping them up so that they're on the opposite side of the wall. Then, coming another block in, we're going to place a spruce fence on the 2 sides that are facing inwards like this. And then we place 2 trapdoors facing in either direction so that when we flip them up, they connect to the fences like this. Now we're going to grab ourselves our cherry slabs, and we're going to place 8 of them on the top half of the logs like this, as well as another 8 on the bottom half of the calcite row directly above it. Then we're going to take our cherry trapdoors, and coming inside the window like this, we're going to place 2 on the left hand side facing outwards, and 2 on the right hand side facing outwards. And then we come round and place another 2 on the opposite side. So just like we did before with the window, when we flip them up, they end up creating this wall. And now finally we're going to take our lightning rods and we're going to place them in front of the dark oak pillar here. So 1 on the bottom, 1 on the top, so they create a thick bit in the middle. We repeat that on the other side. And now finally we're going to place even more spruce signs. So there's going to be a total of 10 of them going across the top row here. And the pattern this time is simply going to be just dashes. But instead of dyeing it red this time, we're going to dye them pink. So we're just going to repeat that 9 more times. And now the back wall should look like this. And that is it fully complete. So now we're going to do the left-hand wall for the top story. But before we begin that, I have just remembered a couple more details that we need to add to the back wall before we can call it complete. The main ones being, on the 2 pillars of dark oak logs on either side, at the bottom here, there needs to be 4 mud brick walls on both sides, as well as a lantern to the top left of this window, like this. And then the only other one is on this rightmost pillar at the top. We're going to repeat what we did on the left here with the dark oak trapdoors, and we're just going to place 3 of them like this, missing a block in between. And we can do that on the right as well to start off the completion of this wall. To carry it on, we're going to come to the second column in, and on the second block down, on the bottom half, we're going to place ourselves a spruce trapdoor with a spruce fence underneath, and then a lantern on the bottom of it, like this. Then, where we have these 2 pillars in the middle, we're going to come to the second block up, break out both of these, and then break out a further 3 above each of them, giving us a 2 wide by 4 tall hole in our wall. Then, at the bottom, we're going to place 2 spruce slabs, and at the top, we're going to place 2 dark oak trapdoors. And now the next part is a bit finicky, but we're going to place dark oak stairs on the front of both of these slabs that are both facing inwards, like this, and it creates this U shape. And now we're going to do the same thing on the trapdoors, except that they're upside down, so that it ends up looking like this. Now we're going to take ourselves our dark oak trapdoors, and we're going to place 2 on top of the leftmost stair facing outwards, so that when we flip them up, they look like this. And then we place 2 spruce trapdoors on the other side, once again giving us these thick walls for our windows. And now we're just going to repeat the exact same thing for the right hand side of the wall, like this, and that is now our window complete. Now we're going to come to the rightmost dark oak pillar, and we're going to repeat what we did with our dark oak trapdoors. So we place 1, skip, place 1, skip, place 1. And that is now this part of the wall complete. Now for this little spruce and barrel outside area, we're going to start by surrounding the top row with oak fence gates. So coming all the way around, specifically the row that has the barrels on it. We want to do this for every single side. And then we're just going to flip all of these open. And these are going to act as the stands for our oak trapdoors that are also going to go around the entire top area on top of all of our oak fence gates, like this. Now, in the bottom of each of these 3 high holes that we have, we're going to place ourselves spruce planks. The only one where we won't place one is the one that leads outside to the balcony. And then, on the bottom of all of our barrels, we're going to place ourselves a spruce trapdoor like this on every single side. And now it is mostly complete. The only thing left to add, of course, is our signs. So on the left-hand side wall here, we're going to do a pattern that is just filling in the entire sign with squiggly lines. And we're going to repeat this for both these 3 blocks here, as well as these 7 blocks at the front like this. But this time we're going to alternate between red dye and pink dye. So the pattern will be red, pink, red, and then on the front, red, pink, red, pink, red, pink, red. So let's do that now. And with that now done, we can begin work on the balcony area. So we're going to start by coming to the calcite wall here, and we're going to break out a 3 high by 2 wide window that is in the center of this wall. So you come in 1 from the left and 1 up, and then you break this out. Then we're going to fill this window in with red stained glass, and we're going to grab our dark oak stairs and come to the bottom and place 2 directly in front of it like this, upside down, so that they create this little table. Then we're going to place a lantern on the leftmost one, and we're going to grab our decorated pot and place it in this gap here to the left. Now for this next trick, we're going to place a flower pot on top of this with a cherry sapling inside to make it look like the big pot contains the cherry sapling. Now we're going to take our campfires and we're going to place 2 above the window like this, and we're going to use a splash water bottle to put them out so that we can't actually see the fire anymore. Then we're going to grab ourselves our cherry trapdoors, and we're going to place 3 of them on the right stair here so that they are facing to the right. And then we're going to place another 3 on the back of these to once again do our windows wall that we love so much. Now we're going to come to the right hand side here, and we're going to grab ourselves our dark oak trapdoors, and in front of the door here we're going to place 2 on the left facing to the left and 2 on the right facing to the right, so that when we flip them up they create this wall going around the doorway, and then we just cap it up with another 2 at the top there. Now we're going to place another one to the left of the door like this and flip it up so we have this L shape, and then another one here so that we encase this 1 by 2 area. And in this area we're going to place ourselves 2 blocks of dirt with a fern on the block that is closest to us, and on the block at the back we're going to place an azalea and a moss block on top of it like this. And in our doorway here we're going to place 2 mangrove doors. Now we're going to grab ourselves our polished deepslate wall, and we're going to build a pillar of walls in this bottom right block here that alternates between polished deepslate and polished tuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And on top of this we're going to place a dark oak fence, an iron bar, a lightning rod, and then a redstone torch. And this creates the little antenna for his house. And now finally, to finish off this part of the build, as always, we're going to be placing some more spruce signs. So there's going to be 3 in the center of the pillar here on both the left hand side and the right hand side of it, totaling up to 6 signs. So the pattern for this one is going to be 4 up arrows, or 5 up arrows even, in the center of it. And we're going to repeat this for every single row, making sure to get the right symbol, as I am currently failing to do. And we're going to repeat these 6 more times, dyeing all of them with pink dye. And with that done, it should now look like this. And now give yourselves a massive pat on the back, because that is finally the outside of our house fully complete. So now we can finally begin work on the interior of the building. Unfortunately though, that will have to wait until part 3 of this series, but that will be releasing in 2 days time at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you then. Goodbye!